On this Friday and this rally that we've been seeing not just this year, but out of the October 2023 lows and truly out of the October 2022 lows. And you could also make the case out of the 2020 lows. It just seems unstoppable, but especially this part out of the October lows. I mean, it's really straight up for the S&P 500 and some of the other indexes. Interestingly, the Russell 2000 outperforming over that time period, but the Russell 2000 is about 15% below its record high. When you put all this together, do you think that stocks are going to continue on this trajectory, or do you think that there's some kind of a pause ahead?
Hey, Abigail, great to be here. And yeah, I mean, the markets right now and basically through the last couple of weeks have had some really great momentum. And that even comes in a weaker seasonal traditional period for the market too. So, I have to say it's pretty impressive. Some of the arguments that we heard last year that it's only a couple groups of stocks, we're seeing the very different types of markets. When you look under the hood right now, you're seeing things like industrials, the healthcare, biotech, materials, right? All of these areas, and how can I forget, the semiconductors, which have been kind of the star over the last month too, really break out. And, I think overall there's some really good tailwinds behind the market.
Yeah, it does look like some breadth is building there. And looking at the S&P 500 sectors right now, year to date, 9 of 11 are higher, most of them by 2.5% or more. There's one bearish divergence, though, that's been happening in all the indexes. The RSI is caught in a series of lower highs, whereas we have these record highs, basically suggesting that weak hands are buying to some extent. But does that worry you at all?
Well, I mean, it's important to note when we do see some divergences, and the RSI indicator or study is one of them to look at. But those things can be worked off. And one of the things that I also keep an eye on is looking at the 4-week new highs versus new lows and
Yep.
the S&P as well as the 52-week. And right now that's more of confirming rather than showing a divergence that more things are breaking higher than breaking down.
Okay, very interesting. In about 30 seconds or so, Christian, it sounds like you like breadth, so that would probably mean that you like the S&P 500 equal weighted. Talk to us about your options trade there.
Yeah, sure. And this is a continuation on more of the other names besides what you hear about the Magnificent Seven. So we just saw a big block of RSP calls. This is the equally weighted ETF. September 170 calls going up for about $5. There's some good weight behind that trade, about $3 million. I like that, and from a technical standpoint as well, as the RSP has been breaking above recent resistance over the last couple of weeks.
Terrific stuff. First, Christian Fromhertz of Tribeca Trade Group, thanks for joining us for Options Insight. Carol, back to you.
All right, great stuff. Taking notes there.